Good evening, everyone. Please excuse my absence. I'm very sorry I'm not there to present in person today, but due to some medical circumstances, I have cannot leave my house. Tuli and I wanted to begin this presentation with some historical context, so let's dive right into it. So to start us off, this is a very simplistic timeline of the history of the Haitian state. So we got our pre 1492 period, which is the Arawak Taino period. 1492, when Christopher Columbus disembarks in the island of Hispaniola and the founding of the island of Hispaniola, which is current day Haiti and the Dominican Republic. 1697, Spain cedes Haiti to France. 1791, the start of the Haitian Revolution. 1804, Haiti declares independence from France. 1915 to 1934, the United States occupation of Haiti. And post 1934, our current day democratic Haiti. So the Arawak or Taino period is the pre-colonial era of Haiti. They are the indigenous inhabitants of the island. These people, the Taino, otherwise known as Arawak, not only inhabited this island, the island of current day Hispaniola, but also most of the region, being the Caribbean, Central America, parts of South America, and even parts of Florida. They lived mostly peacefully. It is also worth to mention that the Carib also inhabited very few parts of the island, and they did war occasionally, but most of the island was inhabited by the Tainos, and they were peaceful, lived under a system of caciques. So the caciques ruled over their corresponding tribes and had a very agricultural and connected to nature living, which obviously with the arrival of Cristobal Colon, everything changed for the worse for these people, especially in the island of Hispaniola. The Spanish rule period was a particularly harsh period for the indigenous Taino population, and it started off in 1492 after Cristobal Colon discovered the Americas, and basically the Spanish came in, renamed the island as La Hispaniola, and enforced a harsh regime of forced labor and enslavement on the local Tainos population. They redirected production so they were no longer of agricultural in harmony with nature living. They were mostly forced to work in the gold mines of the island, and they commenced the importation of slaves to the island due to the fact that so many of the indigenous Tainos were dying due to disease such as chickenpox and smallpox, which the local indigenous populations did not have antibodies for, and due to terrible treatment and their enslavement, which was extremely brutal even for the time period. So in the 1600s, clashes started between French pirates in the region and the local Spanish authorities, which resulted in a full-blown conflict between France and Spain, and that led to the Treaty of Ryswick, which formally ceded the western third of Hispaniola from Spain to France, which remained Saint-Domingue. This is when the mass importation of slaves began to current-day Haiti, because Spain mostly saw Haiti for its gold mines. France focused more on the agricultural side, uh, beginning huge plantations of sugar and smaller ones of coffee. They imported so many African slaves that by 1789, Saint Domingue had a population of 556,000 people, approximately, out of which 500,000 were said to be African slaves. The reason for this is quite tragic, actually, as the local Taino population was virtually eradicated, basically a mass genocide, due to, as I previously mentioned, the diseases and obviously the very harsh treatment. It's not to say that there aren't any traces left today in current day Haiti of the Tainos. There was obviously some breeding between the Taino slaves and the African slaves, but it was basically a genocide as there is no traces left today in current day Haiti. But talking about the impacts for France, it was by the 1780s, nearly two-thirds of France's foreign investments were based on Saint Domingue, and it's a pretty impressive achievement given that its relative size of Haiti or Saint Domingue compared to other of France's colonies in Africa. This, of course, was a very dark period for the slaves, as it was a clear hierarchical society based on skin color, and this all led to the Haitian Revolution. The Haitian Revolution, a historic moment. This revolt began on the 22nd of August of 1791 and ended in 1804 with the former colony's independence. This revolution was the only slave uprising that led to the founding of a state which was both free from slavery and ruled by non-whites and former captives. Basically, the Haitians took advantage of the French Revolution, which obviously weakened the French government and left them in disarray. This was a very complicated geopolitical conflict as there was a lot of switching of allegiances, but basically, it was the slaves of Haiti, backed by the Spanish of Santo Domingo, current day Dominican Republic, and the British, who were trying to weaken the French state. And obviously, their enemy was the French government. This was an ongoing conflict as after when Napoleon came to power in France, he tried to retake the island, but ultimately they were successful and were able to declare their independence and be a free nation. The United States occupation of Haiti is another very important example of globalization and foreign powers intervening in sovereign states' affairs. So from 1915 to 1934, Haiti was occupied by U.S. Marines. The United States claimed that this action was justified under the Monroe Doctrine, which was the right of the United States to prevent European intervention in the Western Hemisphere. But in reality, it was just a power play by the United States who have more control over the Caribbean and protect the Panama Canal. In August, this resulted in August 1934, the United States President Franklin D. Roosevelt withdrew the Marines. However, the United States maintained direct fiscal control until 1941 and indirect control of Haiti until 1947. So yeah, another example of Haiti being intervened at by foreign powers. So democratic Haiti is very interesting as their first real free elections weren't until 1990. Before that, there were a series of military regimes and uprisings, which never really allowed the country to be democratic. And current day Haiti is still plagued by problems which really suppress its ability to govern itself as a democracy. But we will be seeing more of it in the upcoming topics. So for the relevant players, I just wanted to give like a few honorable mentions, to say it in that way, to some of the most important men in Haitian history. So Toussaint Louverture, uh, considered the most important figure during the Haitian Revolution, also known as the Black Napoleon due to his revolutionary antics. He fought first against the French, then with the French, then against the French again. But basically, his biggest achievement was leading the successful Haitian Revolution and the creation of the independent Haitian state. Alexandre Peton, an ally of Toussaint Louverture. Basically, he also was one of the biggest and most influential generals during the Haitian Revolution, and he served as Haiti's first president during its republic era after its independence. Jean-Jacques Dessalines, he was the first ruler of independent Haiti, another colleague of Toussaint and Alexander. He ruled before Alexander, but he ruled as a self declared emperor, and he has been referred to as the father of the nation. Francois Duvalier, one of the most infamous figures in Haitian history, aka Papa Doc. He was a medic educated in the United States, which, with a populist movement, took over Haitian politics and became its virtual dictator under a democratic facade from 1957 to 1964, and ruled over a very brutal period of Haitian history. For the last of our relevant players, this is more on a little cultural side. Felix Maurice Leroy, known as the father of the Creole Renaissance. I really thought he was worth mentioning, as he brought an important uh, achievement to the Haitian community. He succeeded in recognizing Creole as a formal language. So in Haiti, they have two official languages, French and French Creole. But it is a very divisive topic, as the white ruling minority, spoke only French, and the black majority spoke French Creole, and very few spoke French, which further divided the nation. And as when he succeeded in recognizing as a formal language, he really united the Haitian community and made great strides towards a more inclusive nation. Now I will speak about the human development aspect of Haiti. So, regarding human development, the main issues Haiti faces are its political instability, very present today, still increasing violence, unprecedented levels of insecurity, and various natural hazards. So, in the human development aspect, there are various worrying facts that apply to Haiti today. It is ranked 163rd out of 169 countries on the Human Development Index, which is obviously very poor, with three-fifths of the population living below the poverty line, and 60% of Port-au-Prince, the capital, under gang control. It is rife with so much instability that it is hard for the government to do anything about it, and this really limits their ability to improve education, healthcare, and all these factors to improve the quality of life of their citizens. So, Obviously, one of the most important contributors and factors when it comes to the development of a nation, of a state, is the upbringing of their children. And when it comes to the Human Capital Index, which quantifies the contribution of health and education to the productivity of the next generation of workers, um, Haiti is deeply troubled. It's very limiting the productivity of their children in the future, as one fifth of children at risk of cognitive and physical limitations, and only 78% of 15-year-olds will survive to the age 60. So these are obviously very worrying facts for the future of Haiti and how it will be as a nation, and something very tragic that is rooted in deep colonialism. Now I will elaborate a little further on the current reality of the region and how this um, particular case study affects, well, the whole region. Obviously, the deep influence of colonialism, which we've exposed in Haiti, is still prevalent in all of the, not only American continent, Caribbean, but the world. But as we are focusing on the region, all of the plantations, the mass importation of slaves, the changing of the diversity, it still is prevalent today and is the root cause of so many issues affecting this region today, from the United States with their racial issues to the Americas and the Caribbean. Everyone in this continent feels it, and it all goes down to the invasive colonialism aspect. And some of the most tragic reasons for these is the ethnic differences still felt today in all of the Americas and the Caribbean. As I mentioned before, in the United States, even here in our home country of Costa Rica, there is a lot of discrimination, racism, and this is all rooted in the colonial era of segregating the population by race, which is not to say that by class would have been any better. It's just that it was so deeply ingrained in the population that it is still extremely prevalent today and an issue we're still facing as a community.